Hi everyone, Vagina Latte here again, and on today's video, I guess this should go in the Conservatard comedy hour. Pat Robertson answers a question from a viewer where a co-worker of theirs, I guess the viewer is a Christian, and they have a co-worker that was talking about they didn't believe in God because they had suffered a miscarriage or their baby died or something like that. And Pat just has some wonderful things to say about it. Let's watch.
A worker confronted me in the break room and said she can't believe in a God who let her baby of 3 years old die, suffering a long battle in and out of hospitals while he heals other children. She asked me, why did God allow my baby to die? I told her that I didn't know why her child died, but God sees the whole picture. We see only in part. What else can I say?
Well, what you have to understand, I think, in the Old Testament, it was like God's responsible for everything. He brings out the bad, he brings out the good, he's responsible for everything. More and more in the New Testament era, we have come to realize that human beings have an agency, they have responsibility. And a lot of things happen because of what humans do. Yeah. I mean, people die in hospitals because of medical malpractice. Somebody cuts the wrong thing and somebody dies. It happens all the time. A nurse gives a patient the wrong medicine. Well, you going to blame that on God? That's not God. That's people who are making mistakes. Now, as far as God's concerned, he knows the end from the beginning, and he sees a little baby. And that little baby could grow up to be Adolf Hitler. He could grow up to be Joseph Stalin. He could grow up to be some serial killer, or he could go up to die of a hideous disease. God sees all that. And for that life to be terminated while he's a baby, he's going to be with God forever in heaven. So that isn't a bad thing. So how could God do that? How could a good God let that happen? Well, the good God is going to take that baby to heaven right now, and that isn't a bad thing.
Wow, Pat, really? You just said that her child could have been the next Hitler or Joseph Stalin. Really? So instead of her being sad and mourning and anything like that, she should be, what, throwing a party? Or her child could have been in jail or had some disease. I mean, we could all have diseases. And, you said she should be happy because her baby's in heaven now. Well, then why do all the conservatives and religious types, flip their chip dip over being pro-choice? I mean, they don't like when people are pro-choice, and to have the choice to have an abortion, shouldn't they be celebrating because all those millions of babies were saved living and they're up in heaven with Jesus now or whatever? I mean, how do you know that one of them couldn't have been the next Hitler or Joseph Stalin? But people just, are going crazy about that shit. I just don't, I mean, Pat Robertson, I'm sorry, you really, I think, are just, like, beyond senile and really should, yeah, you should just give it up. I'm sorry, I'm not sure I have much more to say on this subject except that. So until next time, VL, peace.